I work with fashion and textile. I'm based in Shanghai. I'm a CPA, so I mainly assist fashion brands, textile brands to enter China, to enter this region, East Asia. My interest is now the Belt Road and the globalization of the Chinese economy. We always talk about Africa as a single word, as a single continent, even as a single country, but actually we have 54 countries. So this is just to say, yeah, one word, one continent. Someone consider Africa and China like two countries, but actually 54 different countries, 3,000 languages, huge complexity. Top GDP country, so let's say the richest nations, Nigeria. So the city of Shanghai has a GDP that is higher than Nigeria. But Nigeria is the top GDP country of the 54 countries of Africa. South Africa, of course, is considered one of the most developed countries in terms of economic, social development. Egypt is top 3 GDP in Africa. So there is a project that will be implemented with free trade between the entire African Union members. We have a number of different regional associations. This means, let's say, similarities in terms of culture, language, history, political relation, and of course trade. Purchasing, selling, investing. We need to know, let's say, the opportunities within an area, not only within a country. So doing business with Africa, we need to consider not only African Union, not only that Africa is actually a complex continent with 54 countries and 3 not recognized states. We have 11 different economic regions and 2 monetary unions. I actually participated to the China-Africa Summit in Beijing when Xi Jinping confirmed a new amount of funds and investments from China to Africa. China specifically is focusing on this continent. Some, let's say, symbol of the infrastructures from China to Africa. Mombasa-Nairobi Railway, Addis Abeba-Djibouti Railway, always financed and built by Chinese state-owned companies. If you look to the retail sector, probably, let's say, out of South Africa, Tunisia or Morocco, you will find luxury shops in Lagos, the richest city of Nigeria. Zegna opened a shop in Luanda, that is one of the most expensive capital cities in the world, the capital city of Angola. Mainly a symbol, but yeah, there are already luxury shops in large cities of these African countries. When we talk about Africa, we need to consider not only the development, not only the population, not only how young is the people there, but of course the kind of risks that we may have. Actually, if we check a world map and if we evaluate the international warning, we will find that the international warning are all in Africa and in the Middle East. But in Africa, we have the largest number of civil wars, let's say highest criminality risk standards. So we need to consider this. So there is the risk, there is the complexity in logistics, getting there, not overland, but only by plane. There is the same number of people younger, the same number of people older than 18 years old, so it's a very young continent. Today, 1/3 of China's revenue coming from abroad come from Africa. Chinese are investing with more than 3,000 infrastructural projects, huge amount of loans granted to African governments. We have more than 10,000 Chinese companies already in Africa. So where China is investing exactly on the top standards countries, on the top GDP countries. We can consider mainly transportation, energy, and construction, the key sectors in which China is investing in the continent. So why I focus on Africa? Because as the next step is to evaluate the opportunities there. My focus is always Chinese economy developing globally. So my focus is always doing business with China in a global market, also through the Belt Road project and the globalization of Chinese economy. So from 1994 till today, we have 14 different double tax treaties. Double tax treaty means investments, means trade, means facilitating the business and any kind of projects between China and these kind of countries. So what we promote is to enter these kind of countries together in partnership with Chinese companies. Probably for some medium-sized companies, very difficult to enter a frontier market like Sudan or other nations. It is easier starting from here, let's say Hong Kong or China. To give you exactly the idea of the infrastructural development of Africa, the top 10 projects financed by China in Mozambique, hydroelectric station, $3 billion US. Nairobi-Mombasa Railway, more than $3 billion US. Regional projects involving a number of countries, West and East. South Africa, but actually also in Cairo, there are new cities projected and built by Chinese investors. So let's say textile, mainly Ethiopia, Kenya are often mentioned, Egypt, but we have opportunities in a number of countries or new countries, Uganda, Tanzania, Madagascar, Botswana, South Africa. For me, Africa means the global market, means the new emerging markets. Let's say my clients in a textile sector, they invested in Bangladesh for long term, Cambodia, and the region where we are today. This region is much more complex, but the opportunities will be also in this, let's say, giant continent. I will be more than happy to share other ideas or elements on these, let's say, African trips and experiences in case you are interested. Thank you.